If my calculations are correct, we're going to learn how to memorize double-digit numbers. What's going on? Memory Master Champion Lewis Angel right here with AE Mind, and we're going to continue on with the series on how to memorize numbers, and specifically today we're going to tackle double-digit numbers 10 through 19. Let's go right into it. You already know that the key to memorization is visualization. We have to become creative storytellers with the information that we want to memorize. There's 3 simple steps to being able to do this. 1, you need a location. 2, you need to visualize the information on the location. And step 3 is that you need to review it for long-term memory retention. Remember that you can get the free guide right here at bettermemoryguide.com. And like this video, comment down below what you want me to help you memorize next. Let's go. Quick example on how this works is, let's take the number 17. We have to turn that into an image. So I would picture a tack, and I'll teach you how that works in a moment. But I picture a tack for the number 17. You then associate that to a location. In this case, I'm looking at my window, and then maybe I'm just picturing myself putting a bunch of thumbtacks all up and down that window, poking holes on the window. So when you want to recall it, all you have to do is ask yourself, what did I place on that location? We placed tacks, and remember to translate it back into the number, so the number is 17. We've already gone through the major system, and that teaches us how to create these images for every single number between 00 and 99. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure to watch it down below. A quick recap of that is that, as you see on the tables down below, we have to give every single number a certain sound. So 1 is a T or D sound, TH sound sometimes. 2 is an N sound, 3 is an M, so on and so forth, as you see on the chart. Then what we did is we linked that to a body location. So for number 1, top for T sound, 2 is nose for the N sound, 3 is mouth for the M sound, so on and so forth. Let's use that right here for the number 10. So I would see for the number 1 is a T or D sound. I'm going to choose the D. The 0 is an S sound, and then you just throw in some vowels to come up with an image association for that. So I picture dice for the number 10. If that works for you, great, use it. If you can think of something else that follows that rule, that guideline, the major system guideline, then go ahead and use that. This is what works for me. It's what I picture every time I see the number 10. Now what I want you to do is associate that to the body locations, because that's going to help reinforce these images. So on the sand, I want you to picture dice. You're rolling a bunch of dice on the sand. Number 11 is King Tut. So it's T and T for the ones, and then I threw in a vowel, U, to give me an image of King Tut. So now associate that to the top of your head. For me, I would maybe picture like King Tut pulling on my hair inside of my head, because I have none. So he's pulling it out of my head. So King Tut doing something on top of my head or your head. For the number 12, I would picture a tin can. 1 is a T or D sound, 2 is an N sound. So possibly picture the tin can and you're maybe stuffing it inside of your nose. Remember, that's going to help us remember it better. 13 is dome, and I would picture that on my mouth. So maybe I'm just like screwing on this glass dome onto my mouth. 14 is door. 1 T or D sound, 4 is a R sound, and I would picture that on my ribs. So I'm possibly like opening up the door and I'm looking at my ribs, and then I shut the door closed. Okay, so see it, hear it, feel it. What does it feel like? The more sensitive you add to it, the easier it is for you to recall it. Number 15 has the T sound and the L sound, so I would picture tile for the number 15. Now picture that inside of your liver. Maybe you're remodeling your liver with tile, so tile, liver for the number 15. So 16, as you see here, I'm gonna get the D sound for the 1 and the sh sound for the 6, and I'm gonna throw in a vowel to come up with a satellite dish for 16. Then I'm gonna associate that somehow to my hip joint. So maybe I'm drilling a satellite dish on my hip joint, because that's gonna help me trigger that 16 is dish. 17, you already know this one, it's tack. So I'm gonna picture that on my kneecap. So I'm picturing a bunch of thumbtacks on my kneecap. 18, for the 1, we're gonna use the D sound. For the 8, we're gonna use a V sound. So I'm gonna picture a dove for 18. And then maybe picture that on your fibula. A bunch of doves just flying out of your fibula, and then they hover around it and just start pooping on the fibula. I don't know, add something crazy, something vivid between the dove and your fibula. For number 19, I picture a tub. So a bathtub for number 19, and possibly picture maybe the ball of your foot stuck inside of a bathtub. So tub 19. Now let's go ahead and do a quick review. Pause the video right now to review all the images that we just covered. Quiz yourself, ask yourself, do it forwards and backwards, and then say, what was number 12? What was number 19? What was 15? And if you are having a tough time coming up with the images just by sounding it out, if you're like, okay, 19, that was T, but I can't really come up with the image, go back to the location that we associated. Where did we picture that? On the ball of our foot. So that can give you the trigger. What was the ball of your foot doing? It was inside of a bathtub, right? But first, try to sound it out with the consonant sounds that we created using the major system. Let's run through these real quick. Number 10 was dice. Number 11 was tut. Number 12 was tin can. Number 13 was dome. 14 was door. 15 was tile. 16 is dish. 17 is tack. 18 is dove, and 19 is tub, as you see here. So we're gonna actually use the AEMind memory system to memorize a sequence of 10 digits. Step 1, as you already know, is you need a location. So you need to store that somewhere. If you haven't seen the memory map video where I walk you through how to create house locations, make sure to watch that down below, because that's essential for you to be able to memorize a number sequence in order. Step 2 is to visualize. So we're gonna take the numbers and convert them into images to store them along the route in our home or any type of memory map that you have at your disposal. Now here's a 10-digit sequence. I don't want you to just do it by rote memorization, because what's the point of learning the system? That's not going to help you out if you need to memorize a 100-digit number, 1,000-digit number, whatever the case might be. So you need to do it with these stories, associations that I'm going to help you create right now. So 17, I want you to picture a bunch of thumbtacks on that first location. For me, it's a window, as we did earlier. I picture a bunch of thumbtacks poking holes on my window. So whatever your first location is, use thumbtacks to represent 17 on that location. For the second location, I want you to picture King Tut for number 11. So number 11 is going to be stored on there. Possibly picture King Tut like doing jumping jacks on that location. I don't know. The weirder you make it, the easier it is for you to recall it later on. On the third location, I want you to picture the number 14, and that image is door. So have a door doing something on that location. On the fourth location, I want you, with a lot of action, picture the image for number 18, which is dove. Picture doing something very vividly. Add as many senses as you possibly can. What do you hear? What do you, are there any tastes? Maybe it poops all over the place and you taste the poop. I don't know. I know that's disgusting, that's gross, but trust me, it's going to help you remember the image for that, which is dove, on your fourth location. So on the last one, I want you to picture the image for number 10, which is dice. And I want you to see that doing something very vividly on that location. Possibly, I don't know, you roll the dice and you win a huge jackpot, so everybody around you is screaming and congratulating you. The more vivid the image and the story that you create, the easier it is for you to recall it. So make sure to make it very, very powerful and creative. Pause the video right now to go ahead and review the 10 digits that we just memorized before moving on to seeing how you did. Alright, so here are the numbers: 17, 11, 14, 18, and 10. You just memorized a 10-digit number using the sequence. If you had a little bit of trouble with one of them, it's more than likely just because the story and the association wasn't strong enough with the location. So remember to just add more action to it to help you strengthen that connection. And that's going to help you to be able to recall it much faster and much easier. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to watch the other videos right here. Get the free guide at bettermemoryguide.com. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below what you want me to help you memorize next. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, keep growing, keep learning. We out here.